Hello, everyone, and welcome to episode 23 of the Diverse Dialogues podcast. I'm Mateo.
And I'm Ruben.
And if you didn't know already, to the few people that actually religiously watches these podcasts, we're trying out a different mic this time and seeing if it's any good. But right now, the main thing I wanted to do was at least have Ruben be picked up a little bit better because from the previous podcast, he was a little bit low. So this microphone right here that also comes with a stand will, we can move it around and actually, have Ruben be picked up a little bit better. But as of right now, we are going to be, the topic of today's video will be YouTubers that inspired us. So how this will work is that me and Ruben are going to take turns going back and forth from all the YouTubers that inspired us throughout the years. So from the beginning to right now. So a lot of these can be in a margin of error, but we'll just see how that goes. But right now, let's go back to something that we haven't done in a while. Since episode 16, questions. The two questions from back and forth. So I'll start with mine, because mine is, the first question I have is, what is your first YouTube video that you ever watched from the very beginning, back in 2009 or some shit like that, like all the way back then? What was your what was your first video you've ever watched?
Okay, so here's the thing. The way I got onto YouTube was a Flash video games website called StickPage. And on that website, there was a video called Animation versus Animator. It was basically a video about a stick figure that escaped Windows XP and it destroys everything. And it was actually like a really cool animation. And that's how I got onto YouTube, was that video.
My first YouTube video, oddly enough, a lot of the YouTubers that I have listed off, and the reason why I even got into YouTube in the first place was because of a childhood friend that I had back in elementary school. You've seen him briefly in the channel before in a Bloopers video where he mentioned the term crow, so it's that guy. But he basically got me into YouTube, and the first ever video that I at least remember watching from his house was a PewDiePie video, oddly enough, which was him playing GTA 5, because of course it was a GTA 5 video that I first watched of YouTube, because of course GTA 5 was like taking over the world by that point, and everybody was playing it. And I remember the title too. It was Free Hugs. And that's where I learned a lot of the cuss words too, by the way, was from that video. So thanks, Kenneth.
All right. My question is, who was the first YouTuber you were invested in? For me, again, it has nothing to do with the first video that I watched. It was The Annoying Orange. I'm sure a lot of you know who that is.
Unfortunately.
Yeah. And when you think about it, The Annoying Orange was the first ever VTuber.
I hate that you're right.
Yeah. But yeah, I just love the idea of fruits talking and then one of them getting brutally murdered at the end.
That's the norm.
Might explain how I am today, honestly.
When I think about it more, it could be The Annoying Orange for me as well. But the one that I remember the most watching as a kid, like the one I was really into back then, was one of the hyperfixations that I was into back then, which was Skylanders, and that is Skylander Boy and Girl. That was like the first set of YouTuber that I actually watched a lot, and they were very entertaining. They made every kid jealous, by the way. But yeah, no, they were a very fun channel to watch and a good first impression of back then where family channels were actually innocent, unlike now. But yeah, no, they were the first ones where I was invested in almost every video that they were uploading at the time. But yeah, no, Annoying Orange was probably another one that was very, very. It's probably a three-way tie: Skylander Boy and Girl, Annoying Orange, or iSexy, or is what it used to be called back then, but now he's called Kevin LaShawn. And so yeah, but we'll get to that in a moment. But those were the three that I probably were invested in at first. So, but yeah. So now on to my second question. I have to constantly change notes here. My second question is, what is your favorite YouTuber series? This can be from years ago or as of right now.
Since I can't really think of one, the best I can go with is Dashi playing Super Mario Maker,
Hmm.
because I feel that's like what everyone knows Dashi for at this point. Like, take any clip from his series, it's gonna be a meme. And even other YouTubers like Jacksepticeye associate Super Mario Maker with Dashi. When his first video was, "What up? It's Jackie." So you know Dashi was a huge influence on Super Mario Maker.
I think I'll go with the safe option because this is the one that's only popping up in my head right now. Other than the Skylander Boy and Girl, but like the one that's my favorite. Like the Skylander Boy and Girl was like my first like series that I got into because their whole thing was just Skylanders. But the series I love to this day and always come back to is this Jacksepticeye Happy Wheels videos.
Ah,
and for good reason, because some of the funniest, like some of the hardest moments I ever laughed came from that series. And hard to believe it's like almost 10 years ago since that happened, by the way. And or probably over 10 years by this point. But yeah, every time, like, it's like my comfort series. Every time I want to get a good laugh, I always go back to those videos. And even if he's not doing anything funny, just some of the things that he says and just him slightly getting angry are just like, they just made me die of laughter. And yeah, safe to say that Jacksepticeye is like one of my biggest influences.
mm-hmm. But yeah. Oh, wait. Question.
Yeah, you're psyched.
Okay. All right. So my last question is.
Wait, we already go? Wait, I'm already fucking up. So wait, I said mine, you said yours, and then you're okay. Yeah.
Okay. So my last question is, what's your favorite genre of YouTube videos to watch? I'm just gonna go the safe option, just say gaming channels. That's like my favorite. I guess a close second would be like skits.
Honestly, I think I might just piggyback off of your answer because I can't think of anything else.
Okay. Then I'm gonna have to improvise some. Let's see here. Damn, that's actually it. Because this massive list I have, it's mainly just freaking gaming YouTubers. With only like an exception here and there. Yeah, I don't know, reaction videos, I guess.
Yeah, that.
I know they're like universally hated, but like there are like some good reactors out there who like actually like talk about the video instead of like just being silent or talking over the video the entire time.
Yeah, or just fake the reaction just so that they can get the clicks.
Yeah.
But yeah, that as of now, that's like the series or like a genre that like I'm really invested in.
Mm-hmm.
And I do my deep research to find out the ones that are the actual genuine ones and the ones that are like pure bullshit.
Yeah.
But yeah, no. But yeah, I'll say that reaction and gaming just to keep it safe.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and now we're going to move on to the actual activity, which is, like I said, talking about the YouTubers that inspired us the most. If you hear our gardener in the background, I'm sorry, they just started right now. And I don't know how well this microphone's going to pick it up, but yeah, I'll let Ruben explain exactly how this whole thing will go down.
Okay, so basically, on our phones, we have a list of, possibly in chronological order, every YouTuber we were invested in. And we'll briefly talk about, like, what video got us hooked into them, as well as, like, what favorite videos from them and how they inspired us personally, stuff like that.
And special emphasis on potentially chronologically.
Yeah.
Because there's definitely a big margin of error, at least for me. I don't know about him, but for me, it's like, this could be this is a rough estimate as to what the order was.
Yeah. And we have about 24, both of us. I just did a quick little adjusting to reduce my number. So yeah, all we know is that it's above 24.
Okay. But without further ado, I guess I'll just start off with mine. And I mean, oddly enough, this probably is, but probably isn't. Now that you made me remember it, it's Fred.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't remember necessarily what the first video I've seen from him was. But I'll say when he was a babysitter.
Okay.
I think that was the first one, or at least the one I remember the most. And if anything, I've seen him more on Nickelodeon than I did on YouTube, to be honest with you. And I can't necessarily say what my favorite, other than the fact that he was the first YouTuber that ever got 1 million subscribers. That's the only real thing I remember him for. But other than that, I think he's probably just like completely forgotten now.
Yeah.
So I can't necessarily say what he inspired me for, but like he was one of the first few YouTubers I ever watched. So in a sense, you can't necessarily take away from that.
Yep. Well, the first YouTuber I mentioned earlier in the questions was Annoying Orange, and the first video I saw from him, it was a parody of the clip in Scary Movie where Ghostface calls other guys and goes, "What's up?" Because that was big back in the day, and I think the ending was like Apple gets cut in half or something, but then they just go along with it. So from there, I watched a lot more of their videos, and I think my favorite one was probably the one where Orange gets put in a saw trap. That was my favorite one.
And right, I'm gonna have to hop on with that one too, because right next up is Annoying Orange for me as well. Again, this is very, very like just guesstimates right now. So, but in terms of the Annoying Orange, my first ever video I've ever watched from them either is the first one. I think it's got to be the first ever episode from them.
Okay.
And then from there, I just got invested as to all the other ones, and then finding out later on, like, oh yeah, this YouTuber had collabed with this one or that one too.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think the first episode was the one I watched first, and then I got into the gaming channel and all the other ones. Remember briefly seeing them in a Cartoon Network show.
Yeah.
That apparently was awful.
Mm-hmm.
But the only episode I remember watching in its entirety was the superhero one.
That
was the only one I remember.
Yeah, that show was something. I mean, if we're going to talk about that show, I guess my favorite episode was the murder mystery one. I guess.
But yeah, no. That's all I remember for the Annoying Orange, because I did my best to erase it from my memory, because I realized now, oh my god, that thing was something else.
My next one is actually Fred, which is funny. The first video I watched, which is also pretty funny, it was when Fred goes grocery shopping, and in that one, it was actually a collab with the Annoying Orange, which was funny. I guess my favorite video was Fred is like locked in his own hotel room, and he just does whatever he wants. And that was a classic to me, I guess.
Same thing. I remember the Fred movie more than I remember the Fred YouTube channel.
Yeah. Fred was something back in the day. Like you said, he was known for the first person hitting 1 million subscribers, but now everyone just forgot about him.
I don't even know if he still does YouTube or not. Not, of course, not as Fred, but just like as himself.
I don't know.
I remember the Martin TV show on Nickelodeon, dude. Y'all remember that? Next up, okay, this one definitely, I know it was way back in the day, during elementary school and almost middle school years. Skylander Boy and Girl. This was or slash FGTV. This one, in my opinion, this might be the best family YouTube channel on YouTube, just because of the fact that they are so genuine and the kids are obviously having a great time. By the way, like I said earlier, they obviously made every kid jealous back in the day because of how much shit they got. And you could obviously tell, I mean, I don't know what the parents' jobs were at the time, but but they were making bank. And those spoiled little brats, even to this day, like nowadays, they're just spoiled brats nowadays. But back then, they were just kids having a fun time, and that's all that mattered. And they were just doing a whole bunch of fun stuff that every kid wanted to do back in the day. And at the time, I was a big Skylander fan, and I'm mainly trying to like base it off of like what my interests were back then. That will help me remind me, oh yeah, I was interested in this back then, which helped me figure out the YouTubers that were watching back in the day. But yeah, Skylander Boy and Girl were definitely around that time where I was really into Skylanders. So around elementary school, early middle school. And I don't remember what the first ever video I saw from them was. I want to try and think. It was definitely around the Giants era of Skylanders. So Skylanders Giants. So, or unless it was like something involving, like maybe one of the earlier ones, like maybe like Trap Team or something. But other than that, or it could be like one of the cases where the dad would like paint the Skylander to make it look like a special edition, even though it was just him painting it. If you're getting like a nostalgia fest right now, I want to contact you so we can actually talk more about it, so we can become friends again. All right, so we can become friends. But yeah, no, that was my next one, and FGTV was not one I watched that much because I was just mainly into Skylanders at the time. I didn't really care about the other stuff, but there was a couple ones that that was their vlog channel. That was like their everyday channel, so watched it every day. But like that whole family was just a big part of my childhood, and if I get to meet them one day, I'll gladly thank them for giving me an amazing childhood.
All right, this next one, and I'm gonna tell you right now, none of you are gonna know this. The YouTube channel is called Nox Corner, but the main series that he did was Clay World. Like I said, I can assure you, none of you know what the fuck I am talking about. Basically, it was this guy who did skits with clay people. It's like claymation, except there's no detail in the characters. They're literally just blue blobs, no faces or anything, and they just do stupid shit. That's literally the entire series. The way I got introduced to this was my brother actually introduced me to this YouTube channel. The video was like dangerous stunt where someone was doing those pole vault things on top of a pile of spikes, and he landed in it, and that was the entire video.
I could be mistaken, but I think I at least watched one of those, but not back then, but at least like in middle ground.
I remember I showed a clip to you where they were on a camping trip.
Oh god, okay, yeah, now I remember now.
Yeah. My favorite video was actually a movie that the guy did. Yeah, that dude made a movie, even though like I think he was doing all that by himself. Like I don't think he had like that many people working with him. He just did all that by himself, which was pretty cool. But yeah, I know he doesn't do this anymore since he made his finale back in 2014 called Clay World All Gone. So yeah, it was short lived, but it was a huge staple in my childhood and probably where I stem most of my humor from.
Okay, I just randomly added this in as an honorable mention. I'm not going to go too depth into it, but Sonic the Hedgehog content was like a big thing I was just watching all the time back then. Probably even like early computer era, like that type of shit where I would just like search up a Sonic song and just,
you just reminded me. I fucking got into the Sonic fanfics when I was a kid.
I didn't get to the Sonic fanfics. I just got into like those, like, the song, pain did it without world pain, and just like there would just be like Sonic like fan art just like in the background of like just them dying or some shit like that. That is a dark chapter in my but I'm not gonna go into depth into it. But my favorite video of all time, and I'm very glad that people are starting to recognize it more often, was Sonic Nazo Unleashed. That incredible fan, like basically bro just made a whole movie with very rough animation, but hey, it was back in the day. And then someone, a stick figure animation channel, remastered it, and both of them are really, really good. But I'll just skip over that because, like I said, it's more of an honorable mention than anything. But the next one, this is a big one. Like I mentioned earlier, iSexy on YouTube, or what he's known right now, if you want to go check out his channel, Kevin LaShawn.
Yep.
So like I said, Kenneth, my friend Kenneth, introduced me to these like early on in elementary school. So like he introduced to a lot of it, and this was one of them. And I must say, back then, this guy made me laugh so hard with his skits. And then one of the reasons why I love skits to this day, and why I go back to it every now and then. And I don't necessarily remember what my first ever video was. It could be a GTA video. It could be a skit video. One of the many. But my all-time favorite video is if drug commercials were for kids.
Oh boy.
That one has inspired me, and to this day, I love to joke about it every now and then. I love that video because it is a very funny concept of just like, Yeah, what would happen if kids were just like, well, I watched like a drug commercial that was like trying to like be anti sugar commercials, and I want my cookies became like a big meme on like back then with my little brother and also to my friend group.
Now I can add that to the list. Foreshadowing.
Yep. No, I do know what the first ever video I watched from him was. Other than Kenneth showing me it. And this, okay, let me say this right now. This was of the time, black people versus white people.
Oh boy.
This was around the time, folks. And yeah. All the other friend group would probably be very, very, would laugh their asses off about it. But me as a kid, I was just watching it like just blank stare. I did not understand a single thing. I didn't know what racism was. But it was just funny because, you know, funny voices and all that other shit. So, but yeah, no, some of my favorites are also racist technology. Again, at the time. What other some good ones? But yeah, no, his skits were so good, and I'm mad that he doesn't do it anymore, and he just pursues a life in music in Tokyo. Yes, that's where he is in life right now.
Wow.
Some of the vlogs were also pretty funny, but no, the skits were where it's at, and I wish they got more recognition back then as it is now. Well, I mean, because it was only he was only a marginally small channel, but some of the videos were pretty popular. But hell, he even parodied Fred back then. I remember that.
Oh wow.
He called himself Black Fred.
Okay.
Yeah, that was the state of the YouTube back then. So I'm pretty sure maybe that one was probably like a little bit earlier. Hell, it probably was before Skylander Boy and Girl. Now that I think about it, but again, margin of error listing. But no, he is a big inspiration and why I wanted to do skits with the group in the first place. So thank you, Kevin. I really appreciate your I really appreciate you. And I have to give Kenneth props for introducing me to you, but you bring a chapter into my life that I absolutely love. So thanks.
All right, this next one is Tobuscus. Now, most of you might know him for the Do You Like My Sword song from the Minecraft song parody. No, it wasn't even a parody. It was an original song from him. That's what most of you might know him for. But the first video I got introduced, again, it was from my brother. He was a huge influence on YouTube. It was an animation of him and his friend going to Dead Island. Yeah, the video game with the zombies. So that was the first video that got me into Tobuscus. And then I learned that he was actually like a gaming YouTuber who did one popular song that we all know. My favorite video series, it was Happy Wheels, and this was before Jacksepticeye, alright?
Yep, sounds about right.
Yeah, that was my favorite series from him. I also liked his Portal series. And I'm sure there's some other animations that he did that I laughed at, such as when it ties in with the Portal franchise, where he asked Santa that he wanted a portal gun for Christmas, which is obviously unrealistic, but Santa uses a portal gun to get to every country. So that was a funny animation. But yeah, I don't know what he's doing now, because I don't know what everyone forgot about him. All right.
Yeah, I mean, I never watched him, but I knew he was big.
Mm-hmm.
Next up, okay, I'm just gonna count these as all in one, but the Minecraft YouTubers, so DanTDM, Popular MMOs, and Stampy Cat, those were holy mother of God. I was watching them a lot because this was around the time in late elementary school, I believe, where I just got into Minecraft because back a little bit of a fun story. At first, I never really cared for Minecraft because my first ever impressions were stuff like Bed Wars and all that shit. So I was like, okay, I don't really care for this. I don't like competitive games. And then my ex-friend showed me what Minecraft really was. And I was like, oh, okay, I could probably get into this. And I played survival and I was like, oh God, what the hell is happening? And then I got into creative. And from there on, I was hooked. And it's now my favorite game of all time. And of course, following suit, you'd watch a whole bunch of YouTubers that were playing the game. And I think Dan TDM was obviously the one that I watched the most. Stampy was like probably the first ones, but I didn't really watch as much. And Popular MMOs was probably the least one, but it still was a big part of my childhood because I love the videos.
Mhm.
And also, side note, I am so glad that he is getting his redemption arc right now, and I hope he continues on with his recovery. And I wish the best for him.
Yeah.
But my favorite videos from Dan TDM were the custom mob adventures. Those were my all-time favorites. Oh god, I mean, obviously the one series that he had for Stampy, that was, I mean, like just the story thing that he kept on doing. And again, I have vague memory of it, but as for popular MMOs, I don't remember what video it was, but my favorite video was way back in the day where like God, I forgot like the first ever girlfriend's name. I completely forgot about that. But it was when she made a mishap where she was like trying to like say, "Hey, remember when we fed a groundhog a banana?" But she ended up saying, "Remember when we fed a groundhog a monkey?" And I was like dying of laughter at that moment. But yeah, that was. I mean, if for some reason some person finds this video, it's like, "Oh yeah, it's that video." I was like, "All right, I appreciate it."
Mm-hmm. All right, my next one, the man himself, PewDiePie. Now, funnily enough, what's it? I don't know if it was his appearance or whatever, but at the time when I was watching Tobuscus when he was playing Happy Wheels, there was also a video of PewDiePie playing Happy Wheels, and maybe it was just their hairstyle or whatever, but I thought they were the same person.
Oh my god!
But PewDiePie, of course, he swears every like 10 seconds. And I thought to myself, wait a minute, Tobuscus doesn't swear? And then I learned this was a completely different guy. It was PewDiePie. So that's how I got introduced to PewDiePie. Now, we all know PewDiePie. I don't even know if he still has the largest subscriber count. I think Coco Melon beat him to it.
No, it's Mr. Beast.
Oh, okay. Well, that's reasonable. But yeah, we all know who PewDiePie is. Favorite videos from him. Well, there's Happy Wheels that I briefly mentioned. Damn, what other video? I guess the Try Not to Laugh challenges when that was getting big in like 2017. Those were pretty funny to watch. Yeah, I think that's it from PewDiePie. Like, I know he was a staple, but like, we all know PewDiePie.
If I were to say what I'll briefly talk about PewDiePie because he wasn't on my list, but you just remembered he was one. Like I said, Kenneth introduced me to PewDiePie. He was the first ever YouTube video I ever watched, and for that matter alone, one of the videos my favorite series was his photoshopping series.
Yeah.
I forgot what the series was called, but it was like just him like messing around with Photoshop and just like photoshopping YouTubers to make them look ugly. Photoshopping was a really big thing back then too, with like a whole bunch of ones. And honestly, one of them went from one of them was from the next YouTuber I'm about to talk about. So yeah, Photoshopping was a big thing back then.
There was a series I used to watch a lot back in the day, which was his gameplay of South Park: The Stick of Truth, which. Yeah, South Park became big for me at the time.
But yeah, I wasn't originally gonna add PewDiePie, but now that I think about it, yeah, he definitely. I watched a lot of videos, not a lot of, but like a good chunk to where like he is a big part of my.
Honestly, my favorite videos from him are like the videos he does collabs with Jacksepticeye and Markiplier, and
yeah, that's very much so.
Mm-hmm.
Because despite him being like the first really big YouTuber, he barely really got any recognition besides Mark and like despite him having the biggest amount of subscribers out of like the OG YouTubers back in the day, he was barely really like talked about other than but like compared to like Jacksepticeye and Markiplier where they have like substantially lower counts compared to PewDiePie, they still get talked about more than PewDiePie, which is kind of funny not to think about it.
Mm-hmm.
Hell, if anything, the most he's ever been talked about was during the PewDiePie versus T series.
Yeah.
Back during high school, remember that?
Yep.
All right, but moving on to the next character, the next YouTuber on my list, Smosh. And this is a really, really big one. I don't remember if Kenneth showed me it. Probably he did, but Obviously, I can't say what my first video was from them, but it was obviously the Ian and Anthony skits, and or the food battle, one of those things. But oddly enough, they are still continuing on with this try not to laugh thing, even to this very day. Yeah, I'm not even fucking joking. They're still doing it.
Wow.
But if I were to say what my favorite video from them was, any videos that has Shane top in the video. No, just kidding. Even though, yes, he is the very quintessential, like the backbone of Smosh besides Ian and Anthony. Like, he is like one of the best parts of Smosh.
Mm-hmm.
Like he gives me some of the biggest laughs ever, just from being himself. So I really love you, Shane. Excuse me. What is my favorite video from them? I guess some of the try not to laugh videos were like some of the hardest I ever laughed. Yeah, I'll go with the try not to laugh, despite it being like a common series from them. Honorable mention goes to their recent funeral series, where basically it's one of the members like pretending that they're dead, and the whole thing is that the people like take it as a funeral, but all they do is just roast the person in the casket because they can't do anything about it because they're technically dead. And they also roast the people in the stands, so that's a good watch to see every now and then. A bit cringy now, and obviously new Smosh is like drastically different than old Smosh. So, I mean, me personally, I love old school Smosh games and old school Smosh cast back in the day. So Smosh Pit. So yeah, that was when I was really into Smosh, but nowadays not so much.
Okay. This next one, along with PewDiePie, this next one kind of stems in with my very vulgar and dark humor. It's Hot Diggity Demon, which I don't know if many of you know this, but this was one of the videos I watched where it was like, how the fuck did I have this much access to the internet? Because the first video I watched from them was a video titled Shed.mov. It was a parody of the cartoon My Little Pony, where, like 3 ponies go into someone's shed, and they find a bunch of mutilated corpses in there, and one of them gets chainsawed in half. And yeah, the dude really animated all that. And when I watched it as a kid, I just watched it. So there's that whole thing. I remember he also made a parody of A Nightmare Before Christmas, where Jack Skellington scares a little girl so hard she gets put in a catatonic state.
Oh.
And the video ends with her killing herself. So, yeah, I don't know how I got access to this as a kid, but yeah, there goes that.
It was of the time, man.
Yeah, and alongside PewDiePie really stems where my offensive humor comes from.
Honestly, a lot of the offensive humor that I grew up with, it just flew by my head because I did not understand a single thing about them. Like all the cuss words, the offensive language, I did not understand jack shit. And guess what, guys? If you're one of those people that are like oh my god, we should never have kids watching stuff. I never understood jack shit about it, and here I am like barely making those type of jokes. So
now that you mention it, alongside with Hot Diggity Demon, the My Little Pony parodies. So in the cartoon, there's this character named Rarity, and she's just a fashion designer in that cartoon. In the parody, the reason why she makes those clothes so quickly is because she had a bunch of Mexicans working with her. And as a kid, of course, I did not understand that. But as an adult, I'm like, how the fuck did this happen?
Again, guys, at the time, this was of the time. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm going to go get some water so that way, we can replenish and we'll take a quick break.
Yeah.
Okay, and after a swig of drinking a whole water bottle and having a whole chicken sandwich later, we're back.
Mm-hmm.
And the next one, a very, very big one. Angry Grandpa, aka or Kid Behind the Camera. This one was huge. Again, another one where Kenneth introduced me to, and I do remember the first episode. It was the prank of the caramel onion prank. That was the first ever episode I ever watched from him, and from there on, I either discovered more or, well, obviously, back then I was like really into Angry Grandpa, and some of my favorite videos, of course, are the pranks. I don't care if they're fake or not. I love them, especially the zombie apocalypse prank because the amount of effort that was put into that one, I cannot even imagine. The poor man's lasagna is probably another fantastic one, and only Ruben made me like the ones that were I didn't really like them as much, such as and Grandpa freezing because he didn't turn on his breaker.
Yeah.
What was another fantastic one? Oh crap.
I know one. The mailbag video where you received a butt plug.
Oh my god, I forgot about that one.
That one I remember laughing so hard I developed a headache.
Oh fuck.
And I think I was dehydrated as well.
Jesus.
That's how much I laughed at that.
The Easter egg, the chocolate covered Easter egg prank was also really good just because of the noises that ensued, even though it was like a nice vlog video. I think that one was probably the most honest you'll ever see Angry Grandpa because I think that one was just obviously just a regular vlog video that just like showed like what the actual inner connections of the family were, and I actually kind of like that. So, oh god, there's so many good ones. But of course, we had one more thing before we move on. Of course, rest in peace, Angry Grandpa. I think he died at around like his 60s, so that's pretty young. So, and of course, now that he died, unfortunately, his son Michael is obviously not relevant anymore. If anything, he's been seen as like a bit of a honestly a bit of a dickbag. So
yeah.
But I can't necessarily blame him. I mean, like he literally lawfully got rid of his one of his brothers because of something horrible. So I mean, at the same time, thanks for both of them for giving me a very good something good to watch during a dark time in my life during middle school and elementary school. But Angry Grandpa, rest in peace, and thank you for giving me a hell of a laugh. Oh yeah, the YouTube poops are also incredible, by the way.
Oh yeah.
The cat food burrito one. I think that might be one of the best ones.
The
fucking lightsaber edit still blows my mind to this day of how perfect it was.
Yeah, like if we had the technology, I would believe you if you told me Angry Grandpa owned a lightsaber. Yeah. All right. Yeah, going to a lighter section now. This next one is Peanut Butter Gamer. If you don't know him, he is part of the Normal Boots squad. So other examples would be Pro Jared and the one most of you know, JonTron, which I didn't watch either of their videos as often as Peanut Butter Gamer. But he basically did like Nintendo or just video game related stuff. And surprisingly family friendly as well, even though there are some dirty jokes sprinkled here and there. The first video I watched was when he was ranking Mario Party mini games, which it was pretty cool. It's kind of what got me into Mario like a lot more than I used to. And of course, I loved his top tens, like top 10 scariest enemies or top 10 funniest glitches. My favorite video was his review of Tomodachi Life, which was a game I bought at the time as he made that review. And yeah, it's kind of what got me into like gaming more than just pressing buttons. But yeah, he was pretty entertaining to watch. I think he still does videos like that. Actually, no, he mainly does like gameplay videos. He doesn't do like top tens or trivia or anything like that.
Mm-hmm.
It's mainly like just his raw gameplay footage that he does now.
Okay, so we still have plenty to go. So I'm gonna be kind of quick with this, but still gonna give an in-depth review. Next one, another one where Kenneth introduced me to. Here's a pretty big one: Wolfie Raps. Before he, before the allegations came out of him, he definitely had a despite him being like controversial nowadays, and just also being forgotten and just being like a forgotten YouTuber, he was big and he was pulling in numbers back in the day. Like the first ever video I ever watched with him was, I think, one of the few videos on YouTube that has over 1 million views, which was the instant water to ice magic trick, where it was also the first time I ever was introduced to David Parody too, and which we'll get into in a minute. And I think one of my favorites were, of course, the pranks back in the day, and also breaking world records videos with him and David. I think him and David were like the biggest like duo, other than us. No, I'm just kidding. But those two were like hilarious together, and of course with the other guys in the Team Albo is what they were called back in the day. But yeah, no, the world record videos, but his prank with his mom with the red Solo cups. And here's my thing. I'm gonna go on a bit of a rant now. Some of the pranks that he did, are they really considered pranks? All he did was just put red Solo cups with water on a stairs. Is that really a prank? That's more of an annoying obstacle rather than a prank.
Yeah.
But of course, if you had prank in the title, you were gonna get views. So
yep,
that's just how it was back in the day. And you could basically consider anything as a prank, but that really did not consider a prank. And I think I could be wrong about this, but I think that video was staged. Because I think what happened was, I have a very big suspicion that video specifically, obviously it did not, I believe it did not go well. And of course the cat messed up the whole thing. Like you can't mess that shit up. But I think the mom was just like really pissed off, and there's all right, let's just act like you cleaned it up in like 10 minutes. Keep in mind that this is a stairs that goes like up, flat line, then back up again, and it's a 2-story house that's like moderately like upper middle class level.
Okay.
So kind of like ours, except like I said, like up, middle, then back up again. I can't, and again, some of them, not all of them, but some of them are filled with water. I doubt you can clean that shit in 10 minutes without making a sound. That's what the thing, like they said in the video, 5 minutes later, they hear her go to the bathroom, and then 10 minutes go by, almost all of it was clean without hearing a single noise up until the 10-minute mark.
Oh.
So that's why I'm like, okay, maybe some of these were fake, but again, they were entertaining and still are to this day. But yeah, despite what Wolfie Raps being forgotten nowadays, he was pulling in numbers back then, and it made sense why he just he betrayed his own friend group.
All right, this next one is Germa985. Now, most of you might know him as a Twitch streamer, but before then, he did YouTube. If you don't know him, this is him. This is a famous meme he got famous off of.
Oh Jesus,
that's him.
I doesn't look familiar to me.
Okay, well, anyways, Germa985. My other brother introduced me to this guy. He mainly showed me like GTA 5 funny clips, which was like I remember laughing my ass off like in those videos. Cause no, it was GTA 4. GTA 4 had like the funniest like ragdoll physics and like the funniest glitches. So I remember laughing my ass off in those videos. He also did some TF2 videos, which I remember playing that game around the time. My favorite video, which is, I'm pretty sure it was one of his final videos on YouTube and one of his biggest projects he's ever done. He hired like 20 people to dress up as random video game characters, and they were put in like a wrestling ring, and it was like those like King of the Hill type fights. There was a lot of effort put into that. He got like 20 people. He had like all this editing as well. Like it was actually really cool. And yeah, it was like his final YouTube video, and from there he moved on to Twitch. So that's what he's doing right now. But yeah, I guess you could say that video is basically his swan song. What?
I just remembered another thing I watched back in the day so much. Okay, I'll just say it briefly. Hero Factory videos.
Oh.
The Lego Hero Factory stuff.
Uh-huh.
Where they were just, it was stop motion animations.
Mm.
Like you were watching Clay, I was watching Legos. Oh my god, I cannot believe I forgot about that. But yeah, that's just an honorable mention. Okay. And you're done with yours, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's it for Germa.
Okay. I'm going to briefly just talk about, okay, these are two big ones, and then I'm going to get to the next ones because I just rearranged the order because I was like, okay, no, these were the more accurate order. Markiplier and Jacksepticeye, because I think some people were probably either like introduced to both of them at like a similar time.
Mm-hmm.
Markiplier was first, and I think the first ever video I ever watched from him was one of the animations of Five Nights at Freddy's, which, oh man, who would have thought? And I would say FNAF is my favorite series from him, and it's one of them definitely for sure, because how can you not be entertained by that man's reactions? But I think some of the Markiplier makes videos might be some of my favorites. Like the pancake one, that one was fucking hilarious.
Oh my god, yeah, that was fun.
Fucking what did you call like Ethan's pancake, like nutrition bars or some shit like that?
Yeah. like they were literally nutritional bars. Was that the pancake one?
Yeah, that was
Yeah, they literally look like nutritional bars. Like those whole grain bars you can get at a grocery store.
I know, but the Markiplier Make series was definitely like hilarious. And also, congratulations to Markiplier for his marriage with Amy.
Yeah.
They reached 10 years together, which is like, I think you guys are well aware to be staying for a while. So, yeah, no, congrats, Markiplier. You deserve that woman.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll go briefly talk about Jacksepticeye. Jacksepticeye. My first ever video with him, even though it wasn't Happy Wheels, this is a strange video to get introduced with, was Muddy Heights. Yes, the game where you poop off the edge and you cause chaos.
Yeah, I know about that game.
That was the first ever video I ever watched from him. And then my favorite series from him, and I guess Markiplier too, other than Happy Wheels, is the prop hunt videos with them two, and Bob and Wade. Oh my god, I could not tell you how much I laugh constantly with those videos because, I mean, while prop hunt is not as popular anymore, but back then, like Gmod prop hunt, oh my god, that shit still like makes me die of laughter to this day.
Mm-hmm. All right, the next one, Mateo briefly mentioned this. Alongside the Minecraft YouTubers, here's the thing. I never really got into like Dan TDM or Sky Does Minecraft or any of that. I know that's like a big part of many people's childhood, but not me. Except one YouTuber, which is Stampy Longhead. This was the only Minecraft YouTuber that like I can relate with other people. The video that I saw from his channel was a massive cruise ship that he built. And I remember like as a kid I was like, damn, how long did it take to like make this? Like he didn't just like make the outside, he literally like made little rooms and like did all this redstone shit. Like that must have taken him like months to create. So I remember being so astounded by that, and my favorite videos was the 3 videos about Happy Land, which was a Minecraft amusement park that he and his friends made.
I don't know. Okay, now that you bring up Stampy, there was one thing I remember as a kid, and I still like want to figure out how he did this, but excuse me. When there was a video where there was involving like a pirate ship or just some ship,
mm-hmm.
and I'm not even shitting you, I still have no idea how the hell he made it move, because you can't operate gigantic ships in Minecraft. Yeah. How the hell did he make it move? Please, somebody tell me how he was able to make that, like, because I mean, I can't. I mean, obviously, editing was obviously like a thing, but like he was able to move that shit. Unless there was like a mod that was like he was able to use, but I don't think mods were even like that big back then. So
yeah, I think he was an Xbox player back in the day as well,
mm-hmm.
so he couldn't use mods.
Please, somebody explain what the hell he did to make that actually happen. Mm-hmm. Okay, so again, another bit of an honorable, but another one of the honorable mentions where it's my god, I just brain powered like crazy right there. Okay, briefly talking about like a subgenre that I watched, but I'm not gonna get into it. But EDM artists.
Oh,
This was like early middle school era where my friend got me into Kenneth again, introduced me to Skrillex, and I was like, oh, okay. But then I got hooked into it like really quickly after that. And then also, of course, Geometry Dash Artists. Like that whole era was just like me getting really into EDM. And I think I mentioned them before in like the music podcast, but my favorites are F777, Extrulier, I forgot what the other one. What MGK.
MDK. Yeah.
And these guys fuck my brain over with that fucking joke.
Yeah.
He's pretty good. I mean, I don't. I think that's about it because it's mainly F777 that I like the most. Ludicrous Speed being my favorite song from him.
Mm-hmm.
But then going into David Parody, he was also a YouTube because I don't know if I definitely watched Wolfie before. My first ever video I ever watched with him was during the Burger King Mac and Cheetos era.
Oh boy.
When he made it himself, because at the time they were not available in Canada, and I don't even think they're even available like at all in general. So he made it himself, and of course Wolfie was the camera person. And now that I think about it, David was definitely one of the most fakest YouTubers I've like when you think about it. Because when you're a kid, you don't really care for it, and you don't really like pay attention. But then now when you think about it, like he was probably one of the most fakest and most clickbaity YouTubers back in the day. Because one of my favorite examples is him, saying, "Oh, a ghost pepper bacon challenge," and what is the video about? Making a sandwich.
Wow.
And like, the intro where it showed like him actually having the bacon, I'm not even kidding you. That was basically like how long like the snippet of the ghost pepper bacon was as long as the intro snip bit.
Okay.
So yeah, he was a bit of like a fake YouTuber, and probably one of the most like had the biggest downfall, because holy shit, he's been like under he is underwater levels of like forgotten.
Mm-hmm.
But he was hilarious though.
This next one, and it's a big one, Vanoss Gaming.
This is all on you.
Yeah. So Vanoss Gaming. Once again, my brother introduced me to this guy, and it was the GTA videos that like got me hooked into him, and probably why my brother introduced me to him. But I also remember seeing his Gmod videos because I remember playing that at the time. And of course, some video games here and there like Dead Rising. But yeah, they were like a staple in my childhood, and like I remember laughing my ass off with the shopping mall skit when they were playing Gmod, even if the one member in that group should not be there now. But yeah, that was something. And of course, the Death Run videos on Gmod are funny. The hide and seek videos on Gmod are funny. And even his like animations of like whatever clips is funny. Nowadays, I mean, they all still play with each other. Vanoss has went from that one camera guy to being probably the most offensive member in that group, which of course is funny. And of course, you got some people here and there that either left or they're in the videos for like 2 videos and then they're gone. But I think they're still doing fine now. But yeah.
I only like up until like recently just watched Vanoss videos. And of course it was the Scribble.io videos, because this guy over here was the main reason why.
Yeah, I forgot about I don't know how I forgot about that. So in the Vanoss crew, for whatever reason, whenever Vanoss is the one who's drawing, he, for whatever reason, includes Homer Simpson in it, and then he draws whatever's actually in it. And I remember laughing each time Vanoss would do that. So from there, I just developed a habit of whenever I draw in general, I draw Homer Simpson, and then I draw whatever the word is.
That was his entire personality back in high school, bro.
Oh yeah, for sure, definitely. I'm not even gonna deny that. Two videos on this channel is proof of that.
Yep. Honestly, I might do the same in the next Scribble.io video for you. Do another one of those. or just like not Homer, but at least something similar to that.
Okay.
Next up, I'll technically count this as a subgenre, but also the channel itself, React. Even though they did that stupid claim that there's like anything that has the word react to it, we have to claim it as our own. That was still the stupidest thing they ever fucking did in their lives. But back then, before they did that, when they were just making people play Five Nights at Freddy's, YouTubers watching certain videos, those were really, really good. And of course, when the YouTubers would then react to the people reacting to that, you remember that whole Inception?
Yeah.
People, this person reacted people react to this. That whole thing. But yeah, no. Reaction videos are probably one of my favorite subgenres of YouTube because I love hearing people's reactions. I don't know if that's weird to say, but I just like love hearing what people have to say about it, whether they like it or whether they hate it. I just love listening to people like just give off their opinions in a way that's either positive or negative. Because I'm a person that example with the channel wants to grow, and I think hearing people's reactions, whether it be good or bad, I want to improve. So hearing other people voice their opinions about other things, whether it is true or whether it's just them shilling, it's just entertaining to watch to me. But yeah, no, that's basically with the React thing. There's not much to say because, like I said, it was one of those ones where it's like the React channel was like every now and then. But reaction channels then became a big staple for like everything, like for reactions to Mortal Kombat episodes or reactions to just videos in general from certain YouTubers. One of my favorite reaction channels is on the list, by the way, but they only became my favorite later on. And I'll just segue into that one. And one of them, and those reaction channels, one of those, my favorite reaction channels, reacted to the Nostalgia Critic a lot. And this one was also like early on in my life. And my first ever video I ever watched with them was Nostalgia Critic's review of the Power Rangers movie. Specifically Turbo, a Power Rangers movie. And, as a kid, I loved that film. But now I'm like, oh man, this is something. But of course, some of my favorite videos from him are like his biggest freakouts. But also, one of my, I think his Grinch review was really, really good. His Lorax review is also really, really good. Oddly enough, just naming 2 Dr. Seuss. His Cat in the Hat, god damn it. A lot of his Dr. Seuss ones were really, really good. His Fan 4-Stick review is incredible. It's a reason why it's one of his most popular ones. But honestly, one of my other favorites is this First Viewing series where it's like him and his brother as their true selves, not his Nostalgia Critic character. Like just watching films that they either they haven't watched in a long time, or just actually watching it for the first time. And some of my favorites are, like I said, the Fan 4-Stick review. His the Dragon Ball Z live action movie was another great one. And the Madam Web one, of course.
Oh my goodness.
But there's plenty more. I highly recommend the Nostalgia Critic, and even though that he was definitely a lot more popular back then, I still think he's warranted to be still a very relevant content creator to this very day because he's still hilarious.
All right, 2-in-1 special. Mateo brought it up. Jacksepticeye and Markiplier. I'm pretty sure I got introduced to Jacksepticeye first, and then it was Markiplier. So with Jacksepticeye, surprise of no one, first video I saw was a Happy Wheels video. But let's see. Over time, I also liked his Turbo Dismount videos. Those were fun.
I got introduced. I got introduced to those later on, but yeah, I like those videos too.
Yeah, and Happy Wheels and Turbo Dismount, Jacksepticeye likes to add like characters to like whatever he's using.
Yeah,
or like
just give them a different name, even though they already had names for Happy Wheels. He just gave them like a whole set of new names.
Yeah, and he also did that with like the vehicles in Turbo Dismount.
And also the vehicles in Subnautica also.
Yeah. But yeah, we all know Jacksepticeye, so I feel I shouldn't really go in depth about him. I'd say a series that I watched the most of him was his Undertale series, which is what got me into every teenager's Undertale phase.
I never had that, but
Oh yeah, you would get bullied if that was the case. Anyways, the next one was Markiplier. Surprise, surprise! It was Five Nights at Freddy's that got me introduced to this, which is what introduced me.
What, really?
Which is what introduced me to Five Nights at Freddy's. And like Mateo briefly mentioned, the Markiplier Make series was great. I don't know if this is a part of the series, but I remember him, Ethan, and Tyler made gingerbread houses. That was like one of my favorites.
Can we have 1 billion likes?
Yeah, Ethan just breaking the gingerbread house was just like so funny to me. And then when Mark and Ethan were working together and Tyler had to build his own, Markiplier went from like insulting Tyler to just complimenting him. But yeah, aside from that, Markiplier, I don't watch him anymore, but glad he's doing great. So yeah,
Living the best life, and this day being one of the OG YouTubers that did not get canceled.
Oh, the photo booth video where
Oh God.
Yeah, like I remember just laughing my ass off with that one as well. But yeah, that's it for Markiplier.
Okay, I'm gonna use this as another subgenre honorable mention. Animation channels. So like The Odd Ones Out, Jaden Animations, those were a big chapter in my life, and realizing that they basically are literally me if they just became famous. Because a lot of them were just introverts that just got famous.
Yeah.
And just happen to have a whole bunch of hyperfixations, but they just happen to draw. And also, they are the reason why Draw My Life just basically became a dead series after that. Because they just said, hey, let's just take that video, but make it our entire channel.
Yeah.
But next up, I have, okay, this one's pretty controversial, but Shane Dawson.
Yeah.
Because, despite him getting canceled, I'm just going to say it, he was funny.
Mm-hmm.
And of course, the content they was making was, of course, at the time. And also, of course, I did not understand jack shit of what the jokes they were making at the time. But now I'm like, oh, now I get it.
Mm-hmm.
What was my first ever video from Shane Dawson? That's actually a really good question. It probably was one of his old food reviews, probably. Because I didn't really watch any of the skits he did. But yeah, like most of the time I was watching his food reviews, but also watching like conspiracy theory videos, which nowadays I just find stupid, but back then I was invested because like they were like, oh my god, yeah, they make so much sense, but I'm like, oh okay, these are just people that are just fucking crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But like him and his whole like range of friends that he had were really, really funny. But now I can't really watch it as much because, he got canceled. And now he literally acts like that homeless person that you find off the street saying like the most controversial and also like craziest conspiracy theories you could ever like imagine. Like hell, his profile picture looks like that.
Yep.
Like bro looks like he got into freaking heroin.
Yeah. All right. This next one, they did a collab with Markiplier. It is Team Edge. Now, as I previously mentioned, collab with Markiplier, and the video was the Don't Laugh Challenge, not the Try Not to Laugh Challenge. But anyways, yeah, that was like what got me introduced to Team Edge. So, and these three guys with Markiplier, they're like, oh, they're pretty cool. I should check out their channel. So I go to Team Edge, and they basically did first they started off with like board games. Then they did like sports related challenges, which I didn't even think I'd get into that, but like that was pretty entertaining. One of my favorite videos was the giant Kerplunk video. Kerplunk is a board game where like you have that jar with the marbles, you gotta pull the sticks. Where they did a giant version of that, where they had like a massive net with a bunch of rubber balls, and they had a bunch of sticks holding at the bottom. I remember like that was like really entertaining. And then they combined like they took a random sport and like added a twist to it. Like beach ball baseball was pretty entertaining. And then they also did some like food related challenges, which it was pretty cool. So yeah, it was really like exciting and like really fun to watch. Nowadays, they did like stop doing their videos because they realized that their newer challenges were like artificial, I guess is the way to put it. Like they just kept one upping themselves of like, okay, how can we make this challenge crazier than the previous one? So it was like getting kind of dull. So they were aware of it, so they stopped the channel. Which deep down, I think that was a great decision that they stopped. And they're all living like better lives now. They all have families, they all have kids. So
Good.
I'm glad they're all living their best lives.
Good on them. You either die a hero or you live long enough to see yourself become.
Yeah.
Okay. This next one, even though I have listed, I'll just briefly just pass by because it does follow suit with the reaction channel thing. Dwayne and Jazz. Because they are, again, one of the few VTubers. One of the few reaction channels that were actually genuine.
Yep.
And we're watching a whole bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And like Shane Dawson, and also like honestly, you could tell me that they watched almost everything on YouTube, and I would not bat an eye.
Yep.
But now I think I just stopped watching them nowadays because I just don't, because I mean, I'm happy that they're married, because honestly I was surprised that they weren't when I first saw them. But yeah, good on them. But this leads to probably one of the biggest ones, not the biggest, but one of the biggest influences, Dashie.
Oh boy. Wait. Oh, are we going back and forth, bro?
I just said Dwayne Jazz is a brief one, so
okay.
Look up to it. But yeah. But for me, yeah, Dashie, I cannot tell you exactly what my first video was, but just for my gut instinct, it probably has to be, and I'm pretty sure it's the same with many other people, the Geometry Dash videos. And of course, my favorite video to this very day is, of course, the Electrodynamics attempt. And I say attempt because this man cannot play Geometry Dash to save his life. Because like in that one video, there's like 13 quotes that we say to this very day just from that one video. And just thinking about it just makes me laugh because, of course, back then, loud equals funny. So, and also rage too. Mm-hmm. That's just that's what gets you views at the time, and else just But yeah, no, goddamn, he was like super hilarious, and one of the reasons why I ended up watching the next one I'm about to talk about later. But right now, going back to Ruben.
All right, a little subgenre. You know, only nerds would get into this. But the PokeTuber genres, where they do like card openings or like Pokemon trivia or top 10 Pokemon related stuff. Yeah, that was a genre I was into at the time. So the big one I have is the Aura Guardian. He is known for having Lucario as his mascot. But yeah, I remember watching like his like trivia videos and like top 20 videos. The series that I remember loving the most from him was Pokemon moves that wouldn't make sense to that Pokemon, like Wooper learning Ice Punch despite Wooper having no arms. And like, yeah, I remember like him having like the biggest fits. My favorite one was when he threw a fit when the Pidgey line, the Starly line or whatever, cannot learn Peck. And I was like, how the fuck have I never known that? And yeah, that was like so funny, him throwing a fit over that.
I will piggyback off of that because I got into that like a couple years ago. Like around like 2022, 2020, around that area. Mm-hmm. That's where I got into PokeTubers. M&J. Yeah.
I think I know who you're talking about.
M&J TV. Like, greetings, Poke fans.
Yeah, I know that guy.
Yeah. I did get into that because because Pokemon was like an on and off thing for me back then. So, but it was only until now I was like, oh, this guy ignited my love for Pokemon again. And also a couple other ones, but it was mainly just him. And, not realizing that he and I had a lot in common too. So,
yeah. It's your turn.
Okay, moving on to probably the biggest one, or one of the biggest ones, Corey X Kenshin. Now, I got introduced to him because at the time, this was when Geometry Dash World came out. And Dashi played it. I already saw his, and then I saw Corey play it. Now, I think my first ever thing I ever watched from Corey was at Jordan's house when he was just playing it in the background, and I think it was Subnautica. I could be wrong, but it was a Corey video. But I could not remember to save my life. But then I watched Corey's playthrough of Geometry Dash World, and I'm just saying you that right now. That is one of the most perfect videos to ever get into Corey, because it has everything that you're looking for in Corey, and just like he has everything going for him to be an amazing YouTuber. Like, he's funny, he has great edits, his editing style is not egregious. Unlike someone else I'm about to bring up later, that has a number in his name, and he also doesn't curse, so that's good for the algorithm.
Yep.
But no, like, that video like is still one of my favorites. But he has so many good series other than Geometry Dash. Same goes with Jacksepticeye. The Simulacra series was pretty darn good.
Yeah.
Actually, one of my favorite horror games I've ever seen on YouTube, by the way. His Mortal Kombat series, that's basically how I got into Mortal Kombat, was because of him.
Oh, my stomach.
I heard that. But like, a lot of the things that I got into was because he was playing it and he made it so enjoyable, and like, I want to play that now. I want that one. But yeah, no, he really was like also his Cooking with Kenshin videos are also hilarious. I'm still waiting for the day where him, Dashi, and Berlizzi all do a cooking video together. I'm still waiting for that collab to happen, please.
Oh, yeah.
Or at least just Corey and Dashi, at least those two. Because I cannot imagine how much of a freaking, how big of a video that could potentially be.
All right.
But yeah, no. If I were to say one of my favorite series is Subnautica is also a big one for me. But even though he didn't complete it, which is a common theme with Corey, that he doesn't complete stuff and he leaves. So, but other than that, he is honestly, a lot of the editing inspiration came from him. So, love you, Corey. You're literally one of the best YouTubers out there. But the only reason why you're not the best is because your community sucks. I'm sorry.
Oh, yeah. We're not talking about that here, dude. Okay, big one for me. SML, or Super Mario Logan, or if you're a real piece of shit, you could also know him as Jeffy. So, SML. So the first time I saw this was a video titled SML Jeffy's Brain. Yeah, that was the title. And it was about, the first thing I see is a Mario plush talking to a puppet named Jeffy. And he's married with Rosalina. And the video is about Jeffy sneezing his brain out. And the doctor comes in and gives him new brains. And these brains are like gangsters or serial killers. And this channel stemmed like all of my offensive humor. Because this channel has so much offensive humor. And that's what got me into it.
Dwayne and Jazz was the reason why I was introduced to Jeffy.
Jeffy. SML, Super Mario Logan.
I find that channel horrendous, but I know it's a really, really big deal for a lot of the groups. So, you guys want to talk about brain rot in this generation? That is like unbelievable levels of brain rot.
Okay. So back in the day, they could get away with anything, but because of YouTuber's strict rules now, they've fallen off like badly. Like, I think they've had the biggest fall off I've ever seen on YouTube.
Not surprised.
Nowadays they post like 2 videos a week or like 3 videos a week. I don't even know. So naturally, none of it's gonna get good. But yeah, back in the day, it was so offensive, and I understand, with like the whole, kids watching stuff like this, having like Nintendo characters doing the most offensive things, and thus created the harsh YouTube rules now.
Yep. Okay, moving on. This was around my fighting game, mainly Mortal Kombat love, and the YouTuber I ended up discovering was Maximilian Dude. He was I don't remember what video I first got. What the first? I mean, it probably was the reaction to Mortal Kombat 11's announcement was the first time I ever heard from him, or a Bean Boozled video, which I'm surprised. You know, remember that when that was like a whole big thing.
Yep.
Man, he is one of those YouTubers I only watch every now and then, but I like his reactions. I like his I like him talking about like certain events that happen in gaming, in the gaming industry, because he's just a very interesting person, and also like very funny when he's with his Yo Video Games group.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, that's all I basically have to say. I think some of my favorites are like when they're like trying different weird things like soda or some shit, like the different varieties of soda,
Mm-hmm.
like the gross soda like type stuff. That's some of my favorite videos from them. But also the Mortal Kombat content is pretty good too.
Mm-hmm. All right. Anyways, my next one is Mateo briefly mentioned this. Dwayne and Jazz.
Right.
Like he said, Dwayne and Jazz is one of the few good reaction channels where the reactions are actually genuine. And of course, the way I figured them out was because of their reactions to SML videos. My favorite video from them was when they were reacting to SML, The Three Little Pigs, where the video was just about the kids are doing a play reacting to Three Little Pigs. And in that clip, Jeffy forgets one of his lines, and someone in the audience yells, "Come on, dumbass, speak! Whose son is that?" And Dwayne, I swear, that was the hardest I've ever seen Dwayne laugh in the entire channel. He literally fell off his seat and was just laughing while rolling on the ground, bro. But yeah, that was like my favorite clip from them. Other than SML, of course, they did some Shane Dawson reactions, which they're pretty good as well.
Mm-hmm.
I also love their Mortal Kombat reactions of all things in the world, which it was pretty entertaining, especially when they lost their shit when RoboCop. You remember when that was a big deal?
Yep.
But yeah, that was crazy. I think those are all the videos I can think of for like Dwayne and Jazz.
Okay, another reaction on that I'm only going to bring up briefly. Renegades React.
I know about them.
They're another one where they are genuine. They are like amongst the underground levels of YouTube, but they are a really, really genuine reaction channel, and I do appreciate that. And they, of course, are also one of those YouTubers that just basically watch everything under the sun of YouTube.
Yep.
Or hell, under the sun, or underground level shit. Like they'll expand their bases towards anything. So.
Yep.
And I think they also do short films as well. And I think I saw like one of them, and it was actually not that bad. But I can't necessarily say what my favorite video is from them because they're just reaction channels. But some of my favorites are when they're watching The Do, who is like this incredible guitar player, like messing around with people on Omegle. So that was pretty good. Like I said, I'm gonna skip by them. I highly recommend them, by the way. Next up is JonTron. Now, of course, everyone knew JonTron just from the memes alone, but like I never really got into the videos up until, of course, the Flex Tape video. That's what I actually got him got into. Mm-hmm. Like that was like my first ever introduction fully to him. And also that was the video that helped me know where now that's a lot of damage, where that meme came from.
Yep.
Man. But yeah, JonTron, I'll keep it short for this one just because, I'm not like as funny as John is, he's not like a person I watch every now and then, but like he is a pretty funny dude. And there's a reason why like he's like one of the most biggest memes on the internet still.
Yeah.
Or at least one that's still relevant to this day.
Uh-huh. All right, next one, a big one, Dashie Games. Now, like many people, it wasn't the Geometry Dash video, but I remember in 5th grade, I remember a bunch of kids brought their iPad or whatever, and they reacted to his animation of Five Nights at Freddy's. I remember that was big. I didn't know that was Dashi at the time, but yeah, that was a big video, and of course, I didn't know who Dashi was up until 2018, where Mateo actually introduced me to Dashi. Uh, it started when like he showed me like a picture of Dashi like doing one of his stupid ass faces, and Mateo tells me, "Hey, doesn't this guy look like some other dude in our class?" I'm like, "Oh my god, that does look like him." And so from there, I learned more about Dashi. He played Geometry Dash. Yeah, I know. The Super Mario Maker videos got me hooked into his videos. That's for sure. And just like his loud, random, and chaotic energy, that's like what got me like hooked like onto his videos. And I love how whenever he plays any horror game, he just has no fucking clue what he is doing, like with Five Nights at Freddy's or Dead by Daylight. I swear, he's the only person where the more he plays a video game, the worse he gets, except with Mario Maker.
If any, I was about to say something very similar. Like he's one of the few YouTubers where he's horrible at gaming, but yet still managed to be entertaining in a way that's like you will not get bored no matter what.
I remember a clip from his Mario 3D World series where he accidentally, oh wow, my voice cracked. He accidentally slipped off a platform and he was just like, "Oh my god!" And I think at that moment, I was like, I think Dashi is tired of Dashi at this point. He hates being himself now. But yeah, that's Dashi. And of course, I impersonate him, which of course you guys know.
Yeah, it's still a short that's still getting views to this day, by the way. Jesus.
Yep. I'd say that's the one YouTuber I relate to the most.
Despite you having like the least like opposite energies.
Oh yeah, I know.
Next up is 8-Bit Ryan. Of course, it's same type of deal with with Dashi and Korei X Kenshin. Geometry Dash was a big reason why I got into their videos. Another series I actually really got into was his Minecraft series. That was actually really fun to watch. His Simulacra videos were also really, really good.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, no, I think it was the Geometry Dash videos that I got into first, and he also was another one of those big FNAF. What the fuck, FNAF? I tried to say Five Nights at Freddy's and FNAF all in one. FNAF.
Yeah.
Of course, FNAF was like one of his other big things that, of course, were one of the reasons why his channel took off. But I never really watched it as much. And but yeah, no, it was mainly just Geometry Dash. But my favorite series, I think one of my favorites is his Just Shapes and Beats series.
Good one.
Other than the Minecraft one, because because this was around the time when Minecraft like randomly popped off again because PewDiePie played it.
Yep.
And then everyone was playing that game, and I'm glad that it popped off again, and now it's basically at a borderline, like it could basically never die now, which is what Minecraft is right now.
Yeah. Yeah. All right. This next one, it's actually a music composer. It is Tryhard Ninja. He does music for like video games, similar to The Living Tombstone. Which, funnily enough, when I think of FNAF songs, I don't think of The Living Tombstone. I think of Tryhard Ninja. Some songs that I still listen to this day are "It's Me," "Follow Me," the Five Nights at Freddy's 4 song. I think it's literally just called Five Nights at Freddy's 4. "Circus of the Dead." Those are all like the FNAF ones I love. He also did some for Bendy and the Ink Machine, like "Bend You Till You Break," and Doki Doki Literature Club.
That's a part of the
and even
chapter I want to forget.
Yeah, and even a Baldi's Basics song, which was pretty cool. So yeah, he just does like music based on video games, except the one exception where he made a song about Infinity War.
Oh, okay.
But it's still a great song. Impossible War, that's the name of the song.
If I can explain briefly what my FNAF song era was, it was mainly just JT Machinima songs.
Mm-hmm.
And the FNAF rap songs. Those were mainly it.
Yeah.
Next up, a subgenre again, and on the topic of music, metal music content creators.
Yeah.
This is around the time in high school where I got back into metal, and I was watching a whole bunch of metal reactions, but also metal content creators, which surprisingly are actually really decent. Some of my favorites, of course, are Stevie T, Jared Dines. What else? Mainly it's just those two, but like, of course, there's millions of others. And but you know, when they're not doing metal, they're also doing like other stuff, like your typical, like, you know, basically the equivalent of a Reddit reaction where there's like hearing stories and stuff. One of them made Ruben go down a freaking mental spiral with one of the stories.
Oh, ew.
And I introduced to him, and of course one of our biggest favorite ones is not Angry Grandpa, but the other Angry Grandpa playing the Scottish Angry Grandpa, trying to play the guitar, but just like you know, messing up everything. And
Yeah.
But you know, that was, I still watch them every now and then, but you know, like, those were really, really funny. And even though Stevie T is like a super immature YouTube channel to watch, he's still funny because you know, like, especially in a dark time where like everybody would just wanted something funny to laugh at. He was at least there to be like, all right, you know, I'm just gonna do some goofy shit just to brighten everyone's day, and it worked. So yeah, but yeah, no, I love metal, and all of those guys are pretty hilarious.
All right, this next one, Mateo briefly mentioned earlier, was 8-Bit Ryan. Let's see here. It was 8-Bit Gaming that I learned about. I remember watching their Sister Location gameplay, which was it's just typical freaking Sister Location gameplay. God, I hate that game. But other than that, you know, I looked into more 8-Bit Ryan's channel. There's the Geometry Dash videos I liked, which, you know, even as a beginner, he was still like really good at that game. Let's see.
Yeah, he was
The Just Shapes and Beats videos, those were great to watch. Friday Night Funkin', of all things, was very entertaining. And I've noticed like all the rhythm games like from his channel, I liked watching the most. But I remember like the Ultimate Custom Night videos he used to do. Bro, those were like so entertaining. And yeah, I will admit that dude edits like every 5 seconds.
You do a drinking game with his videos where, or take a shot whatever time an edit happens, you'd be sent to the hospital for a stomach pump in like less than a minute.
Yep. But yeah. Damn, I'm really trying to think what else I watched from 8-Bit Ryan that like I enjoyed a lot. I guess his Detroit Become Human series. I think he's one of the few people that got everything right in that game. Because every other YouTuber who played Detroit Become Human, they messed up one major thing, and it just ruined the whole thing. 8-Bit Ryan got like almost everything perfect.
That's actually kind of funny, actually. Okay, this was a weird one because even though this is not a YouTuber, this is an I got really hooked on in the YouTube a lot, is Gordon Ramsay content. And of course, I got him hooked on it as well.
Yep.
Specifically, the Kitchen Nightmares series.
Yep.
Which I'm surprised is actually available on YouTube because it just feels like, you know, pirating, but hey, whatever. We're able to watch it. But you know, some of the memes that we say to this very day come from those series. And because like it really makes you question like a lot of how like dog, these are common sense things, like why the fuck are you even like it's like a big shock is what like the whole thing was. It's just like, how the hell are these people still in business?
Yeah.
But at the same time though, it comes hilarious memes along with it, and just, you know, Gordon Ramsay being Gordon Ramsay.
Yep.
I think everyone at least had a moment where they saw Gordon Ramsay just being Gordon Ramsay. And you also learn a couple things about Gordon Ramsay where it's like, back then people thought that he was like this like eloquent chef where like he has to have the most perfect dishes known to man, when realistically he's just like looking for something good. It doesn't even need to be like picture perfect. It just needs to taste good and look good.
Mm-hmm. I'll save my rant on him. I guess my turn. Okay.
Yeah, that's all I'm going to need to say because the Kitchen Nightmare series is my favorite. Yeah.
The next one is ETH Goes Boom. Basically, he was a YouTuber who took every FNAF character and like actually gave them a personality and a voice.
Huh.
So he would like take, for an example, Foxy, and like role play as his version of Foxy and play like some random game. This channel is what forever changed the pronunciation of four for me into Fawa, because that's how Bonnie in the channel pronounces four. So I for a long ass time I just pronounced it as Fawa. But other than that, like other than giving like every character a personality, his gameplay was like pretty entertaining. Like other than Five Nights at Freddy's, obviously. What's it? No, it wasn't even his gameplay. It was like more of his skits that happened in between gameplay that were really entertaining. But yeah, that's ETH Goes Boom for you.
I just remembered another one that was during the Wolfie Raps era. Ollie White, who was a British YouTuber that would not collab, but like make videos along with his younger brother. James, that was his name. I almost forgot his name. But honestly, those two were very, very adorable to watch because, you know, older brother, younger brother, just, you know, either messing around with each other. My first ever video I ever watched for them was the lie detector video, where it was like that stupid lie detector thing where like people put their hand on. It was pretty much more of a scam than an actual like, because it was just a toy, like, but still super fucking entertaining to watch.
Mm-hmm.
And then another one going to FNAF territory again. I can't remember the guy's name, but his name was Kasich. Like, this is a deep dive FNAF channel.
I think I know that guy.
Where he would do the same thing, like give characters personalities and voices for the FNAF characters. And you know, like Bonnie had a deep voice, Foxy kind of like had a high-pitched voice, and Freddy would every now and then would just go, "Hi, I'm Freddy." And Mangle was like this, like it's like that fucking.
I think I remember all this.
But yeah, no, that's a deep dive cut. I don't think he even does YouTube channels videos anymore. But like, I remember loving those skits. You want to know how old this was? This was before FNAF 3, by the way. That's how old it was. But yeah, that's just an honorable mention. Next up for me is the Game Grumps.
Oh boy.
This was also a pretty big one because my first impression of them, I believe, was during one of Markiplier's Try Not to Laugh videos, where it was the more like Jesus Christ, they're fine, like where he's like stuffing his mouth with like him with like the mouth guard, and like the screen just like gets more distorted and distorted.
Yeah, I know the clip.
And then I actually watched the actual video, and I was like, holy shit, this is actually fucking hilarious. And then from there on, I got way too deep into the 10-minute Power Hour series, and loving both Aaron and Dan so much. And one of my favorite series from them are a lot of their compilation videos where it involved Mario gameplay, whether it be the Mario Maker series or the Super Mario 3D World series, where you know they're just messing around with each other.
That's the game with Biddy Buzz and Plessy, by the way.
Yeah, exactly. And probably to this day, one of the most animated YouTube channels of all time.
Yeah,
like you'd find animations for like anything in regards to them. Just because like those two are like literally like the most perfect one of the biggest duos on YouTube. Yeah, sorry, John Tron, you were not that big of a duo with Aaron back in the day, but yeah, Dan is the more liked one.
Yeah.
And can you imagine they're almost like Dan is already in his 40s and Aaron is reaching his 40s? That just goes to show how old they are. But you know, yeah, the 10-minute Power Hours were hilarious. Like I said, the Mario games were also hilarious. Some of their Sonic gameplay is also really funny. Just like watching Aaron, who is a fan of Sonic, just completely lose his mind because a lot of those Sonic games that they played, of course, were awful.
Wow.
Even though despite I love those games at the same time though, their Sonic Boom gameplay was also pretty freaking hilarious. At the same time, how can you not laugh at Sonic Boom? But if I were to say what my favorite was, them doing ASMR was kind of fucking hilarious.
Oh my god.
Yeah, but there's so many favorites from them that I can't really think off the top of my head.
Okay. This next one, not really well known, but Nathaniel Bandy. Going back to Peanut Butter Gamer, Nathaniel Bandy, he mainly did like top tens, and he mainly did Nintendo games, not just video games in general, which is like why I'm kind of a Nintendo nerd. But yeah, he does like trivia videos and some gameplay videos here and there, and he also does like review of like the most like maybe bootleg Nintendo games or fan made Nintendo games. Which one of my favorites is him playing Super Smash Flash, which is a Flash game you can play right now, where it has like characters most people want, like Tails or freaking Chibi Robo or something, but it also has Goku in the game. So yeah, that was like probably like my favorite video from him. What else does he do? And whenever he does like reviews of like games or like maybe even controllers for a Nintendo console, there's like no bias at all. Like he like perfectly criticizes like whatever thing it is. And yeah, it's pretty entertaining to watch. But yeah,
Okay.
that's it for Nathaniel Bandy.
All right, I'm gonna cut mine short to go to the very end, which is the most recent content creator that even though he's not a YouTuber, Queso.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think it's pretty obvious why. Like, he feels like one of those blast from the past YouTubers that probably would have been even more huge if it was back in the day.
Yep.
Just because he fits that criteria, and it's like a good, like, he is so genuinely hilarious. And of course, some of my favorite moments are the PS5 messages, of course. But my all-time favorite moment of of Queso is when he was on the road to meet Jinxie, and he was live on Twitch on his phone, and they put the elephant filter on his face, and he just screams out, "Oh, put the elephant!" and then just drops his phone. To this day, I die laughing every time I watch that clip. It is so hilarious.
I'll get into Queso once I reach him.
But that's the end of my list. So right now, Ruben, just fly through yours.
Okay, this next one is Zero, the Smash content creator. I know there's some news about him that we shouldn't talk about that. But before that, he was mainly a Smash Bros content creator, and at the time he was like the best Super Smash Bros player of all time. Like, bro won like tournaments left and right, bro. He was him before the news. But yeah, he does of course, this was at the time I was like super obsessed with Super Smash Bros. And I remember he would like react to like the craziest clips on Super Smash Bros. As well as like Smash Bros. Memes. Yeah, main reason I got to him was just Super Smash Bros. Period. That's it. This next one, it's not really a specific person. It's rather a community of a specific genre of YouTubers. That being VTubers.
God.
So I think a lot of you know a shitload about VTubers. You've seen thousands of clips of them on the internet. I feel I shouldn't really talk about them a lot, but I'll just bring up one that I think a lot of you know, which is Gaurgura, the shark VTuber. For whatever reason, her first video, she got 2 million subscribers. I don't know how, but yeah, I got into them, which the main reason I did was just to see their reactions of them playing Henry Stickmin of all things in the world. But they had this unknown and weird sense of humor that just dragged me in. And I'm glad I crawled out that rabbit hole, because that community is something.
I don't even want to get into it. I'm scared.
Yeah.
Not just because of the fact that like I don't know what I'm gonna get myself into, but just like I can't even imagine. Like of course, like Instagram being Instagram, you pass by one video and then all of a sudden it's now your entire page. So I would just see a whole bunch of the same VTubers every now and then, or different ones, and then just like, what in the fuck am I even like? What the fuck?
Yeah. Yeah, there's that. But on a lighter side, and Mateo brought this a while ago, Angry Grandpa. Now, unfortunately, I am late to the party. I know Angry Grandpa was huge back in the day. I Yeah, I heard about his passing, but at the time I didn't know anything about Angry Grandpa. So I remember Mateo just randomly showed me like Angry Grandpa clips. And it just makes me like sad that like I did not watch him at the time. And of course it's sad that he passed away.
Well, better late than never, I guess.
Yeah. But yeah, the clips he showed me, it's like, bro, I want to check out more of this channel. I know he's gone now, but it's still entertaining. So, a few of my favorites are the 3 cooking videos where he baked cookies that turn into a chunk of the pavement. The hamburger pie video.
Oh god, I forgot about that one. That was really good.
Where he baked hamburger pie for over an hour, so he naturally like sprinted there, grab it without the oven mitt, so he drops it and lands on the door of the oven or whatever it is. And then he scoops it with a fork. He picks it up again, not learning his lesson, burns it, and it's dropped on the floor. I remember laughing my ass off with that. And then there's the poor man's lasagna video, which I recently made a meme about, where how it starts off so somewhat calm, and then he just loses his shit, and there's lasagna pieces everywhere. Favorite others would be like the mailbag video where he received a butt plug and he was sucking on it, and Michael told him that's a butt plug. I laughed so hard I developed a headache and got dehydrated. And the grandpa's freezing video where he didn't check the breaker, so he was freezing for no reason. But yeah, R.I.P. Angry Grandpa. And it makes me really happy that people make memes about like clips from him, like the "what? Oh hell nah!" Like, yeah, it makes me happy that people are still like making memes about him.
Like, honestly, you basically got into Angry Grandpa at the time, like before like the memes of Angry Grandpa started to pop off even more.
Yeah, I know.
Because he was popular back then, but like no one was really like memeing him. But nowadays, like he is memed left and right, especially with like the "you are mine."
Yeah.
And of course the, like you said earlier, the "what? Oh hell no!"
Yeah. Glad people are doing that. The next one, Mateo brought it up as well. Not a YouTuber, Gordon Ramsay. And of course, it was, I think 90% of it was Kitchen Nightmares.
Mm-hmm.
Now, back in the day, I didn't know much about Gordon Ramsay. I honestly just thought, like, if you, like, overcooked something or undercooked something for even a second, he will lose his shit. I thought he was that type of guy. Only to realize, like, everything he says and yells them about, it's justified for what those people do. Especially in Kitchen Nightmares. Such as freezing blue cheese. I don't think I need to give you a lecture of what's wrong with that. And like all the shit in Kitchen Nightmares, like, the fucking, like, unmotivated employees, or the dirty ground, or just fucking doing your job as a manager. That's not even a thing in restaurants. That applies to every form of business, like barbershops or aquariums.
And half the time, it's people that never even got into the restaurant business in any way, shape, or form, and they're just like, yeah, let's just do a restaurant and see how it goes.
Yeah. Well, one of my a few of my favorites are pumpkin hummus. I don't know how that was even thought of. Let's see, the Carletta sauce, I forgot what it was called, but the waitress said that the manager got that from a dream that he had.
Yep.
I forgot what it's called, Carletta sauce or something.
I forgot. Honestly, I don't even know if I want to remember it.
Let's see here. There was this restaurant with they microwave literally everything. Lasagna. It was an Italian restaurant, which I noticed the Italian restaurants are the best ones. but yeah, that's it for Gordon Ramsay. And from one non-YouTuber to another, Queso. Mateo pretty much mentioned it. He's one of the biggest YouTubers, no pun intended. Of course, the PlayStation 5 messages are like the funniest shit. I was never really like the type to like laugh at fat-related jokes up until Queso existed. So of course the PS5 messages were like funny. Some clips with Jinxie and Sketch are really funny, like when he lost his shit when Sketch and Jinxie built a 3-lane stone bridge across water. But a recent clip that I remember laughing my ass off was when he was doing those ranking the childhood movies, but you can't change them. When it reached to Iron Giant, he says, "Oh, that guy had a movie? I thought he was a character from Multiverses."
I was so offended by that. I left the room.
But yeah, and of course you got all this shit like ever since he played a water park simulator. People are like making memes of like their reviews of the Goob Lagoon, which is what he made in that game. People were like so serious about it, like, so I was at the Goob Lagoon and like the manager, I was just gonna be on the diving board, but he just pushes me off. And like I didn't like ask for him to do that. Like people are so serious about it for some reason.
This one sentence explanation of queso is like the best description I can ever give. Queso is the most loved and largest punching bag on the internet.
Yep. But anyways, I have one more, which is actually a pretty recent one because I learned about queso a while ago. It's Dead Meat, which Glenn actually told me about this YouTube channel because Dead Meat, basically what he does is that he'll take any horror movie and do a kill count of the movie. Which, at first I was like, I don't really see a point to that. But he actually goes pretty in depth about the movie. So if you want to watch any horror movie without the jump scares for whatever reason, watch Dead Meat because he does like a perfect review of what happens in the movie. So, yeah. Dead Meat's pretty entertaining. I thought he'd be pretty boring, but no, it's actually surprisingly entertaining. And he does throw in a few jokes in there. Like when he's doing his review of Would You Rather, a very underrated film, you should watch it. They bring in a water barrel, and he says, all right, now it's a pendulum between the known and the unknown. So you can either play Donkey Kong or do a mystery task, which is pretty entertaining.
I think I'll say the Nostalgia Critic kind of does the same thing where he would, like, if you want to watch horror stuff and you don't want to get jump scared, you can also watch the Nostalgia Critic, because that's what I did. At first, I was like the biggest avoider of horror or anything horror related, because I was like, I do not want to, obviously besides FNAF, of course. But I would then watch some horror stuff and see what the Nostalgia Critic has to say about it. And he makes so many jokes about it to the point where it's like, oh, now it's not as scary as it is. And if anything, I want to make more fun of the horror movie, if anything.
Mm-hmm. No, I forgot to talk about the Nostalgia Critic. I guess he's fairly new as well, even though he's existed for a long-ass time. So, Mateo introduced me to Nostalgia Critic, even though I knew who he was. But one of my favorite reviews of that movie are Fant Four Stick. Especially the part where fucking Ben gets the phrase "it's clobbering time" from his abusive brother. Who the fuck greenlit that, dude? And of course the clip where during the main climax of the movie, Reed goes up to Dr. Doom and says, "Victor, don't do this." Like that's gonna do anything.
All right, but I think that is it for this. This was a pretty long one.
Yep.
But now let us take a quick breather, and then we'll get back to you for the outro. God damn. All right, y'all, and that's going to wrap it up for today's episode for the Diverse Dialogues podcast. As you guys already know, we are currently pretty much close to the middle of October. Shut up, Discord. So that means we have 5 remaining episodes to go for the year 2025 for the podcast. So I'm going to let Ruben explain what's going to go on for the last 5 episodes, or at least to our knowledge. So here he goes.
Okay, so even though there's 5 episodes left, 4 of them are most likely going to be a thing. Those 4 being, we're going to go over every inside joke in this group that has been a thing, and we'll give like explanation and context of why those, oh my god, Discord. We'll give explanation and context of like why those jokes exist in the first place in the group. Also, just to give context to any inside joke we made in previous videos. So there's that. We'll redo the fast food tier lists that I mention every now and then with the podcast, because over time, some of our opinions on fast food have changed over the years. And lastly, we'll be ranking MCU projects, where we'll take everything from Phase 1, aka everything from Iron Man, all the way to Phase 6, which as of right now, it's Marvel Zombies or something.
Yeah. And that last missing spot for the podcast, we briefly talked about it, but we could do like the Fox and Sony Marvel stuff.
Oh yeah, that's what it was. Basic because there's only like a few. Well, of course, there's a lot of movies, but it can blend in with one another. So yeah, we could put the Fox movies and Sony movies together, depending on how much they are, or we'll just make them both separate.
Well, yeah, we'll see how that fares out. But other than that, we have all the episodes ready to go besides that one, which could be that. But again, it's subject to change. But those 4 are concrete for the upcoming ones. And we'll see what happens for 2026. But other than that, I'm Mateo.
And I'm Ruben.
And we'll see you guys in the next one.